in striking news, as we've been talking about, I think all summer, basically.
We'll probably have like
strike,
something for like the next
like
few
couple.
months.
Yeah. Good old Stephen Amell, known for playing Green Arrow on CW. He just can't seem to zip it. Because he's actually scabbing. Actors are not supposed to do any interviews, go to any cons, do podcasting, which is a new one. So now actors can't podcast.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. That's a new one. So they can't do anything that correlates to any TV show that they're doing, movie. Like, they just can't, like, showcase it. But he went on a very small, like, Comic-Con, basically. Like a con. And he was doing interviews, and he was, like, promoting his new TV show. And they asked him about the strike, and he left some interesting comments. So basically, he agrees with the union, but he doesn't agree with the striking, which is hypocritical, in my opinion.
I think so. I did read this, and I like read his updates and everything. I think it's more, and I've already seen like a few actors go down this. I think the general viewpoint whenever an actor goes against it is that it seems like they wanted another alternative than striking. They want like another way to impact. But so I get that part. So anyone that says like, oh, they just don't like the striking part, they feel like, oh, we should be able to do other things besides to like have our support, or like, to voice what are like, essentially like their grievances.
Yeah. And it's just like, how? Like, striking's the only way.
Every time. Yeah. So it's hard because whenever someone's like, oh, I don't like this, I'm like, then say what you want to do instead.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of just saying, oh, this doesn't work, in your opinion. Yeah. But then what? So that's why I get what he was trying to say, but it's hard when the majority are doing it, right?
But yeah, not him.
And not him, right?
Yeah.
So any actor that doesn't, you have a cross, like.
Yeah. And he did a whole notes pad, like, not apology, but over-explaining himself.
He explained each bullet point. Each line, he's like, this is what I said, this is what I meant.
Yeah. Like, which I think says a lot, in my opinion, because if he has to, like, kind of, like, backtrack it. But they were, like, simple sentences.
So this is also the other thing. This is also, I'm giving you the the other side.
The other side.
Because you said this for Simo as well. I personally see it as we're in this point when if someone wants to say something, everyone's going to misunderstand it. Let's be real. We already misunderstand text because I've been through this. So it's the same idea. But the hard part is now for some people, I'm like, to me though, I get what you mean though. Is like, if you're going to say it, kind of say it with like concise thought.
And say it with your chest. And then concise thoughts.
I think concise, but I don't think it's bad if anyone, at least if they like update it, it's like, okay, this is what they meant. Because sometimes if they don't update it, to me that means like, okay, they mean it.
Yeah.
But if they have to update, that means like too many people are like misunderstanding possibly. I don't know.
But it's just like, his sentences were short and sweet.
Yeah.
Like, but he's like over explaining himself in the notepad, which I think a lot of people are like, one, you're already scabbing by like promoting your
that's
TV
the other
show.
Thing. Yeah, that's the other thing.
Two, you say you're with the union, but you don't like striking, so give us another alternative, or just like sit down.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the other thing, is like, that's the hard, to me it's like, so just see, I had to clarify.
Yeah.
I think it's fine for people to clarify, but his actions don't match up.
Don't really match. Yeah, exactly.
That's the bad part.
And he's like really against the striking, which, I mean, I get where you're coming from.
Oh, so question. He went to that panel, but Grant Gustin only went for like a little bit, right?
Yes.
Is that the same one? Because they took photos together.
I think that was the same one, But Grant actually left to go strike with his Flash team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like that's when I got confused. I was like, oh, was he just there?
I don't think Grant did anything.
I don't think
he was just
for
there.
the photos, right?
Like he's just there for photos. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he has nothing to promote anymore, like or to like do anything. So he was just kind of there.
That was the part I was like, I think he's just doing photos while Stephen Amell was like doing the con.
Actual con. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Like right after Grant left to like go strike.
Yeah. Because then I saw Grant's like I saw Grant's thing after. I was like, oh, okay, all right. Had to keep up with the timeline. Just making sure.
No, yeah. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. He hasn't even donated to the union because they have a fundraiser.
See, like, that's the other thing. Is like just donate then. If someone that doesn't want to do much, just donate. Yeah. It's fine.
The Rock donated. Probably the most amount. They won't say the amount, but like he's donated the most to the fundraiser for the strike. Yeah. Like Jennifer Aniston, Matt Damon, Oprah, they've all donated $1 million.
Damn.
Meryl Streep, $1 million. And they're like the 1%, right? Because this union strike is for like the background actors.
Yeah, and it's hard to talk to people about this because everyone's always like, oh, but actors are rich. I'm like, no, that's literally the 1%.
Yeah.
You only see the ones that made it. You got to think about everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just annoying whenever like I hear people talk about it. They're like, "Oh, but they're all rich anyway. See, they could donate that much." I'm like, "It's a small subset of people. Subset of actors." Subset.
Yeah. It's just like us glorifying Hollywood all over again for decades.
Yeah.
Yeah. We could really go into the strike, but we won't.
Yeah, they just gotta like.